G'day guys, today we want to talk about how you are married to a nervous system. So we're all married to a nervous system, and what we mean by that is that I have a nervous system, as do you, and your partner also has a nervous system, and it's how we take care of our own nervous system and then how we come together that creates the experience of our relationship. So if you're not taking care of your own nervous system, it's going to manifest in ways like arguments or
it's going to show up
emotional outbursts or
especially this time of year with Christmas and there's a lot of stress, there's a lot going on. If you're not regulating your nervous system, I describe it like your body is like a cup, and whatever is in the cup is what's going to spill out when your partner knocks it, when your children push your buttons, when there's traffic on the road. It's going to be knocking you and knocking that cup, which is you, and whatever is inside is going to spill out. So that's why you might overreact, you might get stressed, you might be highly emotional, you might be projecting your emotions at your partner. It's whatever is inside that you haven't processed or you haven't regulated. So we all have a nervous system. This isn't new information, but it is kind of a new conversation that we need to actually be bringing attention to regulating it and realizing this was huge in our relationship, realizing that we're not married to a person. We're married to their nervous system. So you need to know what makes your partner tick. You need to know what buttons kind of set them off and what doesn't. You need to know what creates stress for them, and then also how to support them in that. So, the work we do in Ignite and Unite, we really help you go deep into this and understanding your patterns and seeing, how you both react and respond in different situations and how you can support each other in it. But we want to share some really simple ways that you can start to regulate your own nervous system and your partner's. And we also want to help you understand, you might think, I don't know if this applies to me. Well, we're also going to help you see that it does. It applies to everybody because like Adam said, if you're having, arguments all the time, blow-ups, if you're suppressing your emotions, if you're not talking about how you're really feeling, if you feel like you can't share and communicate to your partner what's going on, if it's all just inside. So, you're not saying it, but your partner's feeling it. Your partner can energetically feel, and that's why they'll say, what's going on? What's going on with you? I just feel like something's off. And it's because there's something in your nervous system that you haven't processed or regulated, and your partner can feel it. Your kids can feel it too. I don't know if you notice that when you're stressed, your kids get extra stressed. They get extra full on. They're harder to work with when your energy and your nervous system isn't regulated. And it's really hard to help your children regulate theirs if you're not regulating your nervous system. So it's a really big topic. We could talk about it for a long time.
And it shows up in so many different ways. Sometimes it's just a slight irritation. You just feel a little bit unsettled, like you need to, when you sit still, you feel irritated, or like you need to go and do something. My sort of go-to is that I just keep busy. A lot of people just keep busy, and it distracts you from what's actually going on. For other people, it's just complete, sort of like an outburst of anger or frustration, whether that's directed at someone or not. But it's like these emotions just come out of nowhere, and they don't really. They're sort of not.
They don't match.
The situation of what's actually happened. They're just like completely unjust. It's just.
A really overreaction.
An overreaction, that's the word I'm looking for, overreaction. So what we want to do is share with you just a couple of things in this short video of how you can begin to sort of regulate your nervous system and get back to a state of homeostasis and a place where you can come to your relationship and connect deeply and stop overreacting and having these silly, whatever you're experiencing, whether it's arguments or and those sorts of things.
Your nervous system holds everything. It's like a living library. It's alive. If you had an argument 3 weeks ago and you didn't resolve it, it's most likely still in your nervous system. If there's all these things you've been wanting to say to your partner but you're not saying them, it's in your nervous system. It holds the past feelings and emotions, and the only way to help them move through you is to feel them, is to create the space for it to go through your body. And yes, that might be a little bit uncomfortable if there's some unprocessed anger or sadness or whatever it is, but once you feel it, you can heal, you can move through it. The pain will go away, the physical pain, the emotional pain, the mental pain, it will all disappear, and then you can actually work through whatever you need to work through. So it's really powerful, it's really important. And you know, it's something that we do daily. Like, we literally reset daily.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a one and done. Like, so much happens in our day, like life, traffic, children, we're busy. We do these practices we're going to share like multiple times a day, and we'll check in with each other and be like, hey, like, you've had a full-on morning, like, what do you need? What do you need? Like, you're seeming like a bit stressed, or and I get it, like, we don't punish each other or shame each other for it. If we see that stress or reactivity from each other, we actually, and from ourselves, we see it as a sign that we actually need to go and regulate our nervous system. We need to go, and for women, it's, you need to fill up. You need to fill up, you need to receive your own time, your own love, your own medicine. And for men, they need to empty. They need to empty their thoughts, empty their mind, empty their body.
Empty the stress of the day. So a lot of the time we want to come home from work, and as men, we want to do nothing, or we want to have a drink, or we want to just watch something on TV, or whatever it is for you. It's different for every man, but essentially the fundamental need behind all of the activity is a need to empty and do nothing. That
helps their nervous system come back down to a state of like homeostasis, you know. And that's the same for women when we fill up. You know, if we're not filling up, we'll be feeling resentful, angry, frustrated, stressed, like exhausted, overwhelmed. It's like we already feel like we have the world on our shoulders, and then we're just putting more things on there. And that's not the answer. For a woman, it is not the answer to just load more on. The answer is really, for both men and women, is to rest, is to pause, rest.
Yeah.
And as we're going to share with you, like the 5-minute heart breath that we do, it can take 5 minutes to create that rest and regulate your nervous system. So it doesn't have to take all day. We're not talking about going on a holiday or, you know, going to a day spa, because, you can do those things, but they don't support you on a daily basis. They don't bring you back to this place of like harmony and peace and regulation, like in your nervous system and in your relationship. So you can do all those things, but on a daily basis, you need to develop a practice that helps you to get back in your body, you know, clear your nervous system, like reset, so that you can start again. And, you know, you're not taking the past and the day before or the year before into every conversation or interaction that you're having with your partner. So before we finish, we'll just share with you
so just a really simple practice. It can take as little as 2 minutes to do, and all we're going to do is we're going to breathe at the natural rhythm that your body is designed to breathe. So without going into all the science, there's been a lot of science done into the science of breathing and the way in which our body breathes naturally when it's not, when we're in a relaxed state and we're in that natural state of homeostasis. The average person breathes in for a count of about 5.5 seconds and breathes out for a count of 5.5 seconds, which actually equals about 6 breaths in a minute. Now, if you can breathe at that pace, controlled with awareness, it actually resets your nervous system. It'll bring your cortisol level, your stress hormone, down, and it will bring you back into your body, and you'll just feel more relaxed, more calm. You'll connect to how you're feeling. You'll be able to express how you're feeling, and it just puts an end to a lot of the emotional reactivity and all the problems that you're probably having in your relationship right now. It's a super simple practice. So all we're going to do, we're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, in through our nose and out through our nose. The whole practice is done through our nose, this one.
And I really like to put my hand on my heart when I do this. It really helps to anchor me into my heart and out of my head, because essentially that's what we're doing. We're getting out of the mind and the thinking and the doing and the controlling and the criticism and the past, and we're getting into the heart, and we're, you know, opening, and there's space then for like love, compassion, honesty, openness. Like there's everything that you need to fix or work through whatever you're working through is right here if you just breathe into your heart. So when I do this breathing that Adam's going to take us through, I actually like to see my breath coming from my brain or from my mind, from my head down, and pushing it down into my heart. And that just really helps me just anchor into my heart and and get out of my head. Yeah.
So I'll count in. We can do a few breaths together, and Aston's gonna breathe, and I'll count. So shut down your eyes and just take a couple of breaths to begin with. And then when you're ready, we're going to breathe in through our nose, 2, 3, 4, 5, out through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5, in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. In through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's obviously just a couple of breaths, but you can probably already feel it in your body, that you feel a lot more calm and connected to how your body's feeling. And this is a very, very simple practice that you can do multiple times a day. Whenever you're feeling a little bit stressed, something happens that triggers you, or maybe someone says something, your partner says something, you can just go and take a toilet break or take 2 minutes and do a few of these breaths.
And just breathe, yeah.
And bring it back, come back into your heart before you have that outburst. And just interrupting those negative patterns of emotional reactivity can really help to reset your nervous system and build some new patterns, which can really help to change your life and send your relationship in a new direction.
Yeah, and it literally clears your mind. Like I'm feeling like I could feel tingles even with just a few breaths. I normally try to do at least 5 because I know that's the sweet spot for me, and you'll find what it is for you. In the beginning it might take more. You might need to keep going to really get out of your head. But your mind feels so clear afterwards. Like you will feel tingles, you'll feel more deeply connected to your body, and your mind will feel clear. Like that fog and all that stuff, it goes.
Yeah.
And then how I describe it is you start to see your partner or your day or your children or whatever it is through the lens of love, through the lens of your heart instead of through the lens of your mind, which is, again, it's all that past, all the
All
events,
the
all the stories,
all the resentment, all the past things that they did that you didn't like or that upset you. So
yeah, and it doesn't allow you to be present in the moment. And that is where the power is, being present in the moment in your heart. You can literally resolve any problem you're having in your relationship if you just get present and get in your heart. So we really hope this has served you. We really hope that you start to practice this and really nurture and regulate your nervous system and give this gift to yourself and to your partner. And we'd love to know what you've thought about this video. Please, leave some comments, let us know, like, subscribe so that we know you're enjoying it and getting value from it. And if you want to know more, head to the comments below. We've got our free 5-day relationship mini course at the moment that's still available for free for a limited time only though. So, and this course has been life-changing for so many people. If you have a look, click on the link, you'll see all the testimonials. There's lots of really happy couples that have learned so much from this mini course. It's all video. You can log in, and take 10-20 minutes and just take in the wisdom and then start applying it in your life straight away, start applying it in your relationship straight away. So it's really not going to take much of your time at all. And this is the feedback we get from couples all the time that, wow, it actually doesn't take long. And just from watching one video, they start to see shifts in their relationship. So it's really, really powerful. It's got lots of practical things that have worked, and they've worked for us and the couples that we work with. So there's no fluff. It's really just what you need to really shift your relationship right now and get back into your heart and back into a state of love and joy and what you got into a relationship for. So click the link below, check it out, and we'll see you in the next video.